Shalom, giving all praises, honor, glory, and worship to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bahashim Makakodash, double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim. All right, we're going to do a quick Hebrew prayer. It's going to be based upon Psalms, the 51st chapter and the 11th verse. Psalms 51, 11 right over here. All right. It reads in the King James. I'm going to start at verse 10 and end at verse 12, but the translation would be verse 11 because this is actually some good stuff in the front and the back of it. So this is verse 10. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit, which free spirit is not what you conscious community niggas are talking about. It's talking about willing spirit, all right? Willing and able spirit, all right? Willing to deliver us, willing to have mercy upon us, not willing to do whatever the hell you want, all right? Now, I'm going to read the point again, verse 11. It says, cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. All right. Now we have it in the Hebrew. I'm going to read it through, and then we're going to break it down accordingly. It says, Al ta shalayak naya malapanya ka Warcha Kwarashka al Thapach Mamanya. All right, al is not or no, so you wouldn't say Allah because it's two words written like this. You have the word Allah, which means power or judge, and you have the word, which is the singular form of Allahayim, all right? And you also have the word al, which means no or not, which essentially this is like the term la'ah spelled backwards, but it means not, all right? But you wouldn't say Allah, you'll say al, all right? Because Allah means a different word, all right? It says, ta shalayak niyah. So that tha right there signifies future tense. All right, shalayak, which shalayak in that ya as well when it's interjected within the word, because the base word is shalak. But when you see shalayak, it's also a signifier oftentimes of, that's a conjugated essence of the word, which a future tense essence in this context. Right, and then ya at the end, it means me. That's why I tried to color code it. Orange. That's the noun. I color coded the noun in orange, and the verb in gold. It says ma from, which is the short format of saying mayan, which is the full term of saying from. All right. La panyaka. All right, from, and then panya. Because the root essence of the word is panya, which means face. All right, face, or sometimes it can mean before as well. Like cast me not from before. Excuse me, cast me not from before thee, or cast me not from thy face, all right? But panya also can mean before. And then ka, that ka, which is again, that noun is in orange, ka. Excuse me, I'm sorry. This is the adjective, I guess that would be more so the adjective. And then the face would be the noun. Wa racha, wa meaning and, racha meaning being spirit. Racha. You hear some people call it ruach, which is pronounced racha. All right. Ra wa cha, which is racha. That's I pronounce it in that manner because it is oftentimes the R's or the Ra's. It's easier for you to read, especially if you're reading fast, to roll it. That's why in like Latin languages and in Greek, which is kind of spoken more swiftly, you have the R's rolled. It helps define what you're saying. It clears up what you're saying more. All right. It says Kudash Ka. Kudash meaning holy or set apart, separate. Ka meaning thy. Let me see. You have al again, which is not. You have the pach. Now, let's take a close look at the term the pach. It actually derives from the word lapach, which means take. But because it's in a future tense writing, that la is dropped. The front la, the first letter la is dropped and it's replaced with a tha. Now, we didn't do that for shalayak or shalak, but we did do that for take. And so oftentimes you have to, pay attention. If a word starts with a tha, it's like, okay, this is a conjugated essence of another word. Not all the times, but a lot of times, especially if you consider the context, but that can help. And then it says mamanya. Maman meaning from. Oh, excuse me. I believe, what did I say earlier? I think I said mayan. Maman is from. I'm sorry. I misspoke. Maman is from. I kind of, sometimes I get mayan and maman kind of mixed up, which means water. But oftentimes you're not going to see it written out wholly like this. You're going to just see ma. But here's the entire word, maman, meaning from, and then ya, meaning me, or I. All right, and then I wrote the vocabulary in the Syrian, or the Barium in the Syrian, so brothers can familiarize themselves with the Assyrian text. All right, and this is the base word of each of the conjugated essence that was written in Hebrew. Shalak, cast, sin. Panya, face, before. Racha, spirit. Korash, holy. Lapach, take. Maman, from. And why did I do it like this? Because you see the last symbol, the last letter, when it's in the Assyrian, there's two ways to write the na, or the, how they say, noon. All right. So I tried to write it over here. So typically, if it's written in any part of the word, it's going to look like this in Assyrian. But if it's written at the end of a word, it's going to be like this. Excuse me for my, my handwriting, but it's going to be like this. That's why maman, instead of like this, it's like this, because the na is at the end of the word. All right. So, Lord willing, this was edifying, giving all praises, honor, glory, and worship to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shalom, and keep the faith.